Welcome to a special edition of World Surf Weekly, this time from Newcastle, Australia. We've got an important update on where the Championship Tour is headed in 2021. The second stop of the Championship Tour is complete, and we have all the action from the Rip Curl Newcastle Cup presented by Corona. Plus, we dive into the Australian leg's next stop, Narrabeen. The show started. Let's go. Welcome to a special edition of World Surf Weekly here at Merriweather Beach, home of the Rip Curl Newcastle Cup presented by Corona. I am Joe Turpel, joined with the man who enjoyed 10 great years on the Championship Tour, Richie Lovett. A lot happened this week. We have a lot to cover on the show today.
Sure did, Joe. It was great to have Championship Tour competition in Newcastle, a blue-collar surf city that really embraces their surfing. So many championship surfers on the tour from Newcastle, and of course, the 4 times world champion, Mark Richards, let's not forget him. The surf turned up, the good vibes turned up, and Newcastle really produced the energy. Oh,
finals day fired. Let's start with the men first and dive into the bracket. We had some heavyweight names make it into finals day, and it was such an amazing clash with 2 great Brazilian world champs all the way into the final. We saw Medina get past Adriano de Souza, and the local boy had an enjoyable performance, getting in his first semifinal as a rookie on tour.
It really was, Joe, a Cinderella story for Morgan Siblick, the young rookie on the tour, and he went all the way through to the semi-finals, unfortunately coming up an in-form Gabriel Medina, who took it all the way to the final. And the Brazilian storm, it just was ferocious all the way through, and Italo Ferreira, some of the most amazing performances, some of the most amazing airs we've ever seen in competition.
Let's check out the final. It was pumping. Beautiful sunshine, big rights, and then a left with a big ramp on it as well at Merriweather Beach. Things started off quickly, and Medina took control. That aggressive 2-turn combo with the tail blow and the finish got him an excellent score.
Unbelievable waves here at Merriweather, and the boys from Brazil just rewriting the book here, and it was Italo who found these ones just streaking down the line on the right-handers, just carving and arcing, bringing that super fast whipping turn off the top, and he was the guy that found the 2 best waves. And well, all the way through to the inside, and then he took to the air. Check this out, Joe. Just hammer time. Takes off, gets the full rotation, and just to get that full 360 degrees all the way, get the nose pointing to the shore, and the celebrations as he hit the sand.
777 for that score on the big full rotation. That's a signature move. He can pull it out on demand, and he was able to get one back off Medina. Remember, Gabriel beat Italo in the semifinal at Pipe to kick off the year. Now they meet in a final again, and Italo already settles the scores. He's now world #1. It's one of the coolest rivalries that we have on tour. This is what Italo had to say about it.
Yeah, this guy's a machine, you know, and he pushed me a lot, and yeah, it's gonna be a good run for sure. We have 3 more events in Australia, and yeah.
One of the coolest rivalries that we have on tour. They both have titles. Italo, world #1, heading into Narrabeen. Well, the women's final day was just as exciting. As we check out the bracket, we had some new names kind of end up towards the final series that hadn't been there before. Rookie sensation from the Sunshine Coast, Isabella Nichols, taking on Keely Andrew. They're from the same turf way up north, representing Queensland. Bottom part of the draw, Carissa Moore surfing against the young, talented Caroline Marks in that second semifinal.
Just amazing matchups all the way through, Joe, and I just love that rookie story of Isabella making it all the way through to the final on only her 2nd shot as a World Tour competitor, but to come up against the might of Carissa Moore, who was in form, laying down arguably one of the best aerials we've ever seen from a woman in competition. Look at these waves here, just carving and arcing, so much power in the turns from Carissa Moore, committed rail turns with that signature wrap, and she was just unstoppable today.
It was so enjoyable to watch Carissa Moore's connection with the waves at Merriweather Beach, working with some local talent like Mitchell Ross. She knew exactly which waves to strike on. Her rail was so engaged, and really left the rookie Isabella behind, and she showed up though in her first final appearance ever. She has a lot to be proud of.
Absolutely. Let's give credit to Isabella. Her performance through the event was amazing. She took down Stephanie Gilmore. Let's not forget that. But unstoppable today was Carissa Moore, and just huge celebrations with the crew as she got to the beach.
Carissa Moore, 4-time reigning world champ, looking for a 5th world title this year. Carissa Moore was elated to be back at world #1. This is what Carissa Moore had to say.
Oh my gosh, it feels amazing. I don't know what I expected coming into this week, but I was just taking it heat by heat, and it feels so good to be standing #1 at the end of this contest.
Absolutely, you came in world #2. You're now world #1. You're used to having the target on the back.
It's fun, you know. This year is going to be a great race and a good title showdown at the end of the year. I hope I make it there, and it was a really fun final with Isabella. Big congratulations to her for a great result in her rookie season.
The air that you mentioned, Richie, was the day before finals day. A great heat with Joanne Defay. Believe me, Joanne was ripping, but then everything was just blown away when she did the air reverse, heard and seen around the world. A 9.9. Forget about it that it wasn't a 10. We know that that might be the actual greatest air ever performed in the jersey on the championship tour level on the women's side.
Yeah, absolutely. I think she's reset the yardstick. And as we watch here, just streaking down the line, Carissa takes to the air, gets the grab, gets the rotation. And she was so astounded that she had actually pulled that off in competition. It was such a natural reaction to see from her. There's the wider angle. And what amazing stuff. Inspirational for all the other women on tour.
It's amazing that she's been working on it, I feel like, for over a decade. I remember her meeting up with Shane Beshin at lowers and throwing down repeat airs, but it's taken a while for her to actually get the ramp she was looking for to pull it. What does that mean now for the rest of the tour? Because I don't know if anyone else could match Carissa above the lip.
It means a couple of things. It means Carissa now has the confidence to go to that maneuver in competition, and she's going to bring it out time and time again now. And it's also sent a clear message to the other women. They're going to have to raise the bar.
If she wasn't dangerous enough already. Carissa Moore back to #1 in the world as we see the leaderboard completely shook up. Remember, Tyler Wright upset early as she was knocked out of the contest by Courtney Conlog. She's able to hang on to world #2. The rookie bumps up to 3rd in the world after that performance. Nichols should be proud of that. Gilmore in that 4th spot. And if we're talking about the final 5 for lowers, we've got some serious work to do to cut off that 5th place tie.
That is an amazing looking leaderboard there, and it's really setting up as we go into this Australian leg. We're 1 down and we've got 3 more to go, and then it's really going to look interesting at the back half of this.
Let's flip to the men's leaderboard. We have Italo taking the #1 role from John Florence, who had it after Pipe. John moves down to 3rd. Medina in a strong 2nd after back-to-back finals.
Yeah, this is incredible. The 2 Brazilians, the 2 alpha Brazilians up there at the top of the leaderboard. But look out, John's right there. And of course, it's great to see Geordie Smith and then Kanoa Igarashi as well. And Ryan Callanan, love to see him in the mix as well. You know, this is all setting up. And as we know, it's all about making that final 5 as we go into that final event at lowers.
Exciting times after 2 stops on the World Surf League Championship Tour. Coming up next, a special announcement about the schedule on the Championship Tour for 2021. We'll be right back. Welcome back to World Surf Weekly. Joe Turpel with Richie Lovett. Richie, I'm still just celebrating the tour being back because we know after the pandemic, there's been a lot of challenges just getting these contests going again.
Yeah, absolutely. Getting the surfers here, the charter planes, the flights, the quarantine, you know, these surfers are fish out of water. They needed to get their gills wet, and when they did, they produced amazing performances.
So amazing to package up these 4 Australian events, but earlier today I was able to catch up to WSL's Jessie Miley-Dyer for a gigantic announcement about the back end of the season. I'm here with the Senior Vice President of Tours and Competition, Jessie Miley-Dyer. Jessie, I'm so excited to be sitting with you today because you have some incredible news about the 2021 season.
I do. I'm excited to announce we're running a full global tour for the 2021 season, leading into the first Rip Curl WSL finals in September at Trestles.
That is so exciting. What locations are we going to be heading to?
So after the Australian leg of the CT, we'll be heading into the 3rd leg of the Championship Tour, with stops in California, Mexico, Brazil and Tahiti. I'm really proud that we've been able to put together a global tour for 2021, thanks to the amazing support from our athletes, government partners, local communities, and of course the WSL staff and our fans.
So, after the Rip Curl Search Rottnest Island event presented by Corona, where do we head from there?
We're starting the third leg of the CT at the Surf Ranch in June. Then we're heading to Mexico for the first time in 15 years. We're returning back to Barra de la Cruz this July, and that's somewhere we haven't been since 2006.
I'll never forget Andy Irons beating Taylor Knox in that final. I can't believe we get to go back.
From there, we're planning to go to Saquarema and then Tahiti, where the women will join the men to compete for the first time since 2006, before we wrap the season at the Rip Curl WSL Finals at Lower Trestles in September. Unfortunately, we won't be running at J-Bay or Portugal this year, but we're looking forward to returning to these key CT stops in 2022.
We can't wait to get back to J-Bay in Portugal next year. With the championship tour ending at the Rip Curl WSL Finals in September, where does that leave us with the Challenger Series?
The Challenger Series is going to be a condensed season later this year, but we are going to have a Challenger Series with events in Portugal, California, France and Hawaii for both men and women, and we're going to have more details on those soon. The health and safety of our athletes, staff and the local community are always the utmost importance for us, and we've got a robust set of procedures to keep everyone safe.
Wow, well done, Jessie. I am so excited for this season. Thanks for sharing us this amazing news today.
I'm excited too. Thank you very much, Joe.
We're going back to Mexico. That is the best news ever. Rich, as a Grom watching that final in 2006, I literally screamed when Andy did that big frontside punt, landed it. Taylor was on that damaged board. But beyond that, remember the highlights? Dreamiest sand bottom right-hand point. I can't believe we get to go back.
I know, it's amazing. And unfortunately, 2006 was the year I wasn't on tour, so I was like you, I was watching it on screen with so much envy because, as you said, that sand bottom, long right-hand point break, barrels, top turns, it's got everything there that the surfers need, and I don't think there's a surfer on tour that would be bummed about this decision. They're going to be absolutely frothing that we're going to Mexico.
Remember Taj Burrow, I think, what, 30-plus seconds in the barrel? Corey Lopez as well as a goofy footer. It's such an amazing playing field, and I think the highlights were even beyond the victory. The entire tour celebrated maybe the best score ever for a search event.
Yeah, it was incredible, wave after wave, and when that brake turns on, you have the absolute ability to get the wave of your life and the barrel of your life. You literally just sit in there for as long as you want. And then you come out, the big hook at the end. So it's going to be super exciting to get all these championship surfers back to Mexico.
Jessie did tell us there's more events to look forward to as well. So the entire calendar looks great. Just like this, after we leave Rottnest and the Australian leg of the tour, we'll be back in Lemoore for the Jeep Surf Ranch Pro. From there, we go to Mexico. Then it's back to Saquarema, the Oi Rio Pro. Outer known Tahiti Pro will have men and women, which is huge, and it's right at the cutoff mark to make the top 5 for the Rip Curl WSL Finals.
That's super exciting, Joe, that Tahiti is the final event before we get into that final series at Lowers, and it's a wave of consequence, as we know, and super exciting to have the women back there as well. They've already got it in the back of their mind that they're going back to one of the heaviest reef breaks in the world. So, as we know, Tahiti always produces some exciting moments, big waves, all about the barrel.
Can't wait for this entire year, but let's retract a little bit and really talk about the Australian leg. We've got a big event coming up next in Narrabeen. We'll dive into the secrets to win right after this. Welcome back to World Surf Weekly. Joe Turpel with Richie Lovett. Richie, we just wrapped things up at Newcastle, and you've got to be stoked. We're heading down the coast, getting pretty close to your hometown.
That's right, Joe. We're off to North Narrabeen on Sydney's northern beaches, just a stone throw from where I grew up.
A lot of similarities with the board rider culture. A lot of world champions get to call North Narrabeen their home break.
Yeah, that's correct. A lot of talent has come out of North Narrabeen over the years, and it really is an amazing break. It's probably considered the best on the whole stretch of the northern beaches, and it's courtesy of the Narrabeen Lagoon right at the northern end of the beach. It goes out there and it creates this perfect little A-frame sandbar, punchy little rights on the inside, and then their famous left-hand break of North Narrabeen runs all the way down the beach.
What type of surfing are you expecting to see on a venue like this?
We're going to see high-performance surfing, and if we get a swell with some east and north in it, that left-hander is just going to run all the way down. Great for the goofy footers to put on a forehand show, but equally is good for the backsiders. It's a nice, tight, pockety, bowled-out little left, sorry, and they're going to be able to just jam it time after time.
And then, if things couldn't even get more exciting, Mick Fanning, the wild card, the three-time world champ, out of retirement. He's back.
Huge news to have Mick Fanning in the draw, and he's going to come up against some of those higher seeds. And I can tell you, the competition might be a little rusty for Mick, but in terms of his surfing, he is on point, and he's ready to come in as a spoiler.
Obviously, crazy amount of experience, but then on the women's side, our co-commentator, local to this lineup, Laura Enever, will be in the draw as well as a wild card.
Yeah, great to see Laura flying the North Narrabeen flag, and Laura has one of the strongest backhand attacks on the tour in her day, so she's going to bring that back, and she might be a bit of a spoiler as well.
I think we've seen time and time again, Laura thrives off that local crowd getting behind her.
Yeah, well, you'll see the skull and crossbones down there. They were bleeding blue and black down here. It's all about black and white down there at North Narrabeen. A really passionate club. They're one of the most decorated clubs in Australia, and Laura's going to be leading the charge for them.
Very exciting times. And all of our viewers out there that are watching in US and Canada, great news. DraftKings is an official sponsor of the World Surf League. You can play free for your shot at $1,000 in prizes on DraftKings free-to-play pool. Don't wait. Download any of the DraftKings apps and use code WSL when you sign up to compete for $1,000 in prizes. The questions are fun, easy, and the best part is you can win cash. The pool locks on finals day of each championship tour event, so use promo code WSL to get in on the action. Only on DraftKings.
Sounds like a lot of fun to me, Joe.
Sounds incredible. Can't wait for Narrabeen to get started. Coming up next, Dimity Stoyle is going to take you behind the scenes at Newcastle and also the set of the day.
Do I gig as we can
Welcome back to World Surf Weekly. This week in Newcastle, former CT superstar Dimity Stoyle has been taking us behind the scenes with the world's best surfers. Here are some of our favorite moments here in Newcastle.
Hey, it's finals day. Merryweather's going off. Woo! Finals day, baby. Woo! Gabby, what's the secret with the stickers under the glass?
Not much work to do, yeah?
Drink coffee and chill out, try running some stairs. Nice. I reckon you should take Kim for some stair runs. She loved that. Yeah, you want to go? Stair runs. Yeah, let's go. Let's go.
Our mornings are seen without croissants and espresso in France. Are they still okay in Australia?
They're still okay because we can hurt.
5 out of the 8 quarterfinals of Brazilian boys.
Yeah, we are here.
So Caroline, what do you think this wave is a mixture of?
Well, right now it kind of looks a little bit like bells. Like on high tide, it kind of reminds me a little bit of zippers. So
a mixture between bells and zippers. Who have we got here? The champ. You fired up?
Oh yeah, what's the vibes? Competitive versus competitive vibes. Got Caroline in there.
Caroline's in the zone over there. Caroline. How's the nerves watching the bro? How you feeling?
Oh, here he is right here. Whoa! Bang! All the way through.
Has Vegemite reached out on sponsorship yet?
No, but they should.
Love it, my new favourite, Griff. Who are you cheering for?
Me.
So good. Dimity Stoyle's a natural. She gets the best reactions out of everyone on tour, and she just can do it on the fly. I love it. It's time for the set of the day. We'll kick things off at number 5, Rich, with Morgan Siblick.
An amazing performance here by the young local kid, Morgan Siblick, the rookie on tour, and he had the home crown advantage here. He had the home crown behind him, and the improvement with this kid over the last 12 months has just been phenomenal. He's on some new equipment, getting on the sharp eyes, and can't you see the difference here? Just these big open-face calves. And for me, Joe, it was all about the speed. He sped things up by about 10% since the last time I saw him.
So impressive. Got past John Florence. That woke up the world to his talent. and with the broken toe, then to Carmichael, then to Arcal to have that semifinal with Medina. Absolutely incredible. A superstar showing up on his home break. Gets that number 5 spot. Number 4 on the set of the day. Yellow jersey upsets from the men and the women.
Yeah, well, John was the first to go down, and that's where the upset started. And John was just looking so good, so fast, so smooth, and so frisk on his feet. But unfortunately, going down to the local hero, Morgan Siblett.
Also, Tyler went down as well to Courtney Conlock, who is kind of like an old nemesis for Tyler in her career.
Absolutely, and there was a little bit of strategy involved there. Tyler sticking to the inside break. Courtney was one of the first surfers to head outside onto that bigger, more open-face break, and she got the advantage over the world champion.
Number 3 will go to Carissa, way up in the sky.
Well, this was just a moment that resonated around the surfing world. Carissa Moore just showing so much progression in one of the biggest airs we've ever seen from a woman, and certainly one of the biggest airs we've seen in competition in a long time. The yardstick has been readjusted.
Carissa Moore was so elated to pull that one off, got to celebrate it with her close friend Joanne DeFay in that incredible heat, making history on the way to finals day. Well, number 2, we're sticking with Carissa on the set of the day, dominating what will be her 24th win, putting her 3rd all-time on the win list in surfing history.
Yeah, just soaking in the local knowledge from her coach, Mitchie Ross, and she was just the informed woman of the whole event. So much power and so much style and flow, all the criteria the judges wanted to see. She delivered this week in Newcastle.
And taking the set of the day, number 1, Italo Ferreira, getting an answer back from Medina, beating him at the semifinal position at Pipeline. Back into the driver's seat with number 1 in the world next to his name.
Italo's bringing an energy to the tour that I have never, ever seen before. You know, even when he was in quarantine, the energy was there, the entertainment was there, and this guy really is an entertainer. Have a look at what he's doing on a surfboard. So progressive, and the celebration started as he hit the beach. Everyone got behind it, the Brazilian fans, the Aussie fans, and the local fans really appreciating what these champions are bringing to the area.
Amazing contest here in Newcastle. That's it for us here. We'll see you very soon at the very next event of the season, the Rip Curl Narrabeen Classic presented by Corona. We'll see you then.